Who are the top 10 running backs in fantasy football 2023? I'll tell you right now. The Fantasy Football Show.
It begins right now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
Who is your number one running back for 2023? Who's your number?
Duh.
It's going to be pretty hard to argue against Christian McCaffrey as the number one redraft 2023 fantasy football running back because his situation is unbelievable. I'll be the first to admit that over a year ago, I was not anticipating having Christian McCaffrey as my number one running back for 2023 redraft. It felt like he was going to fall apart in Carolina. It was wear down McCaffrey. And I'll even admit when he got traded to San Francisco, I worried about injury. And I still kind of do with Shanahan. But the Niners have won 11 straight games since McCaffrey's been in the lineup. The Niners have a very potent offense that will be near the goal line all the time, mostly due to his work between the 20s. But it is an ideal situation for an RB with his skill set when the offense is tooled around him. He feels like a total lock for 12 to 15 total touchdowns in 2023. There will be some concern for injury. There's a very important handcuff situation here, whether it's Mason or Mitchell or both of them.
Smitty, you can't cuff two guys to one guy. That's basically like triple stamping a double stamp, Smitty.
Read the room, Bob. Stamp away. Because if you can lock in Christian McCaffrey numbers or 49er running back numbers, I'll cuff three players together all day long. For now, we assume it's Mitchell, right? Assuming Mitchell exits 2023 unscathed, exits the playoffs without getting hurt. But you need to keep an eye on the situation. But cuffing Christian McCaffrey will be critical because if you put whatever number of games the cuff starts, let's call it Eli Mitchell, with Christian McCaffrey. Let's say McCaffrey misses 3 games. You cuff Mitchell with McCaffrey, 17 starts will be RB1, assuming McCaffrey plays a relatively healthy season. I don't know when he breaks down. He's only 26 years old, but he's been overworked more than any running back in the NFL in a short period of time. He was the highest percentage of his offense in Carolina year after year after year. He suffered lingering injuries in 2022 and 2021. All of us were petrified Peters for a little while, worrying about this guy being healthy for another full season after 2 straight years of just disappointment. Not even huge injuries, just not being able to stay on the field. Look, 2023, he was healthy. I think he's shaken off that label of he's going to be injured his whole career. The question will be at 26 years old, turning 27, entering 2023. Does he have at least one more year left? Yeah. At 27 years old, in this offense, anywhere else I might question it, but in this offense, 27 years old, sign me up. Number one overall running back in 2023. Dynasty would be a whole different discussion. We'd have Bijan, we'd have Breece Hall in this conversation. So one more year I'm okay with. We'll have to take it year by year after that point because his mileage, his usage is so high. When you are a top 1 to 5 fantasy football running back, you're getting so much volume, you're getting overworked more than the average running back. Right now, I'm only comfortable telling you running back 1 for 2023, but it's not really debatable at this point. Christian McCaffrey.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Running back number 2 in redraft. What?
Smitty, you must have the dynasty rankings up because Bijan's number 2, you moron.
Oh, Bobby boy, are you in for a treat? I know. Calm down, Bobs. Calm down, petrified Peter. I see you in the chat right now.
Smitty, you don't even know where he's going. Smitty, he hasn't taken an NFL snap yet. Are you out of your mind?
Did you think I was kidding around and messing around when I put him on the Moon Man list?
The Moon Man. Dropping loads in outer space.
Was I confusing and unclear when I made him the first and so far only Mars Man?
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Man, loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Look, it's uncomfortable being ahead of the curve. I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm not saying I'll be 100% right with my Moonman predictions or my prediction here with Bijan. But when you crawl to the end of the curve, it's a lonely place because I'm telling everybody, hey, yeah, Bijan is who we thought he was.
Come on down.
It's a lonely place. I don't want to hear, Smitty, you can't do this, or Smitty, you can't do that. Guess what? I can, I did, and I will. This is my channel. These are my Moon Men.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
And while it is bold, I admit, putting a rookie running back that's never had a snap in the NFL, you don't even know where he's landing, even though I've made that abundantly clear that we have a pretty good indication based on the current NFL draft order that he's going in the top 3 to 12. He's a different RB. Scouts and NFL teams and organizations are viewing him differently. They will revert back to late first round, probably second round draft value for RBs going forward. And even Gibbs, the RB2, Jahmyr Gibbs, an amazing moon man.
The Moon Man, dropping loads.
He's right there.
in space.
There he is. Look at Gibby. Gibbs is on the Moon Man list as well. But even Gibbs, who I love, will probably go late round 1, or he could fall to the top of 2. Everything will be normal for RB drafting. I'm going to hear a Bob come in here, a petrified Peter, a worried William saying,
Smitty, haven't you been watching football the last 5, 6, 7 years? Running backs have dropped. No one takes an RB in the top 10.
you obviously have not been mock drafting lately, Bob. Bijan is special. He could go number 3 to the Cardinals. He could go anywhere in the 6 to 10 range. Bijan is different. So yes, I do feel like I can predict very clearly that Bijan's not a risky landing spot running back. It probably won't be cloudy. Anybody willing to take even a top 15 overall pick on an RB in today's climate in the NFL draft will not waste that pick if they aren't 100% running back needy. And every team inside the top 10, especially the Eagles at 10, who would not let him slip past them, every team inside the top 10 capable of drafting Bijan is a fire landing spot. Bijan's different. He's the next Tomlinson meets Le'Veon Bell meets Kenneth Walker. He's got patience. He's got vision. He's got power. Maybe he doesn't have top end speed, something he can work on, by the way. It doesn't matter. This guy can't be tackled by one defender. He's a smooth operator.
He is a smooth operator. A smooth operator.
And keep in mind how bold it felt when we said Breece Hall would be a top 1 to 5 running back. That didn't feel like it was going to happen. Kenneth Walker, he could be a top 5 running back, we said last year on last year's Moon Men list, and people made fun of it. Breece Hall, no, you'd be wasting a pick taking him at the 24-25 turn. Are you crazy? And granted, he got hurt. I don't care if you don't believe in Breece Hall. We believe in him. I believe in him, and we were right about him, and he's still, you'll see in a minute, he's still a top 5 running back in fantasy football, even coming off the ACL.
Wait, what?
We'll get to that, Bob. Hang tight. Bijan Robinson. Make fun of it all you want. Act like it's crazy all you want. Miss the boat all you want. We don't care. But let me ask you all for a favor. Don't take him inside the top 5 overall in your upcoming redraft leagues or your mock drafts. Please, I hesitate to throw this content out too early sometimes, but I can't hold back. It doesn't do you a service if I hold back on my predictions or feelings because I feel like you can't handle them responsibly. But some of you Bobs out there are going to say, Smitty loves him. I'm taking him number 2.
If Smitty says he's number 2, I'm drafting him number 2.
That's not how fantasy football works. You draft around ADP and use rankings and predictions and bold predictions to your advantage to dominate your opponents because you're hearing from your boy Smitty that Bijan could be the number 2 overall running back in fantasy football 2023 redraft, which I know sounds so crazy to some of you worried Williams out there, but I'm telling you that as a secret weapon, not a go draft him at number 2. You're gonna ruin his ADP. All of us crafty mofos are trying to find a way to steal our league away in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you can steal your league away in round 1 with a player like this. I do not want to hear or watch or witness anybody taking him 2 or 3 in redraft because you want to.
I want to be the guy that people said, look, he drafted him at 2 in the mock draft.
Don't do it. Hold back. Don't go reaching at 2 or 3 and ruin his ADP. Hear what I'm saying on this. Listen to Smitty. Don't just hear Smitty. He wins you a league at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 overall. He's going to go at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 overall. We don't even know where his ADP is going to be in redraft yet because a lot of league management software, the draft applications out there, don't even have the rookies in, or they just injected them in. We have no clue where they're going to go. It's kind of up to you and me and all of us early mock drafters to dictate where his ADP is going to fall early on. And you have a responsibility not to ruin your own season and upside by drafting him at 2 or 3 in a redraft because I say he's going to be 2. He could be 1. He could be the number 1 overall fantasy football running back in 2023. Calm down about it, be quiet about it, and make good decisions and dominate your league. Bijan, you are my number 2 running back in fantasy football 2023 redraft, pal.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Who's number 3? Who's number 4? Who's number 5? That's on the next video, so be ready. Dropping tomorrow. My number 3, 4, and 5. Let's go. And get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get your year-round fantasy football rankings, bold predictions, trade calculator, one-on-one text advice, everything you need to dominate your league. I'm 365, 24/7. This is not my draft kit's coming out. Oh, Smitty, when's your draft kit coming out, Smitty? When's your itty-bitty poo draft kit coming out, Smitty? It's 365, 24/7 operation at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Draft kits are for people who update once or twice or 3 times or 4 times a year, all day long. We live, sleep, and breathe it. thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'm live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm also live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday around midnight. And also, I drop videos throughout the week pretty much every day. Glad to have you on the channel. I work for you.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.